thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, buddy. Great to see you.
The series is Jesus Calling, Stories of Faith. It's on UPtv starting April the 2nd. Chris, what attracted you to this project? Why did you want to be involved?
Well, I was honored to actually be a host for this, and to tell I love stories. I love stories of people. I'm always inspired by that. That's the kind of books I read. I love reading things about real people, real stories. People have had amazing things happen in their life and have done incredible things, and the way God's used them, especially and so this series of just talking to people who've, really God's used their life in incredible ways, and to highlight those and to be a host for that. I was like, man, this feels like right. I've never done anything like that. So it was exciting to do something different, than just them playing music and recording and singing songs, but actually to be a host for something like that's something that I'm really interested in, is people's stories and hearing their stories. And there's so many good ones on this series, so many great ones. So I'm excited for people to hear it and honored to be, the host of it.
We live in such a negative culture right now. I think people are chasing good stories like this. Are you like that? I mean, are you, you turn on the evening news. It's always been like that. But it seems like, Chris, the older we get, the more negative it is. So is that one part of it as well, that you just want to point out?
Yeah, no one tells. No, yeah, the good stories for some reason don't sell, so TV doesn't use it. And I think it's an amazing opportunity to say, man, there's so much good things. There's so much light in this dark world. There's so much light, and that's what is highlighted in this. And I feel like we need more and more and more of that. So just to be a little part of it is quite special.
You get a lot of positive in your career. You're on tour right now. You go out, you help people lead people in worship.
Yes.
I'm curious, what is it about touring and worship that you like so much? Because I've seen you in concert, and you really seem to be enjoying the moment. So yeah, what is it about all that?
I'm glad you said it. I love that moment of leading worship. All the other stuff I don't enjoy. All the travel and the being away from family and all the things it takes to get to that moment I don't love. But I love that moment of playing music with people, and I've been doing it a long time now. If I didn't love it, I'd have stopped a long time ago, because I've been out for a long time with traveling, and it just means a lot to me to connect with people with my music like this. And this tour that we're on is called Stories of Worship, and I'm telling stories of all these years of touring, and some of the stories that have happened with these songs, how the songs came to be, some different things like that. And so that's been really special and really fun and really different, and loving. So I'm loving this tour, especially. It's a different night. And it's a little bit more behind the scenes of the songs, and kind of like of my story, and helping people remember their story. But all in all, that moment of leading worship and seeing people connect with these songs, seeing it mean something to people, is just, it's such a special privilege and honor to be a part of.
You began this tour, if I remember correctly, you began this kind of right at the pinnacle or the tail end, however you call it, of the Asbury revival. I think that's right. I was looking at
That's right.
Asbury revival was taking place in February, and you were beginning your tour in February. Have you seen anything on your tour that makes you think, I think something might be happening in America?
Nothing like that. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, nothing like that. That's special,
Yeah.
And it's always within. It's always going to be it just seems always going to be within the younger generation, the next generation coming.
Yeah.
The one that's got the just that fire inside, that new fire. And I'm praying for that continues to kindle across this country and nation, because it's so. I share it each night. I share how encouraged I am about that, and I pray for more of that across this country, and that people, we need that. We need an awakening. I have a friend who's been was very involved in those days with Asbury. He's been a leader in that place for a long time, and he was texting me almost daily, just kind of the things that were happening, and what was happening, and just some of the just the outpouring and how pure. I think that's the beauty of it, is how pure it has seemed to be. It is not about any kind of look at us kind of thing, but it's been a real pure place of people pouring out their hearts to God, and this renewed first love kind of thing that people see college students and coming to. And so we'll see where what comes from it, but I've been very encouraged by it.
It's my understanding that you had you were kind of had ties to the Nashville shooting. I did as well. I'm from Nashville. What was your reaction to that, and what would you like the people in Nashville to know about your heart as well?
Yeah, the heart's heavy, just like everybody's. I have 3 daughters and have 2 girls in school that are just down the road from there, and so obviously I'm getting our text about our school being locked down, and you're like, what's going on? And then you hear all the things, and and I have several friends that their children go to that school, and thankfully those kids were okay, but they are, those precious kids have seen things they'll never not see, and and it's so we live in evil days. We live in dark. There's a darkness, there's an evil that is obviously so real. And, I continue to hold these families close to my heart and know that one day every tear will be wiped away. We do have a hope. I think of that, this coming next week of Easter, and of this, where we are, and of what we remember. It's a moment to remember the hope that we have in the midst of this dark world, that there is one that I just think about, that scripture that says the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus said, I've come that you may have life, and life to the fullest. And I believe that there's life, that in the midst of this, that there is life, that there is one who wants to steal, kill, and destroy this world and everything about it, especially God's creation and God's precious creation of his children. And it's just heartbreaking. My heart is so close to these families, and I've been praying for them. My wife and I, my wife's been making all kinds of food and dropping it off at our friend's house who have been going through this, who have kids in that school, and just trying to be there with them. And all you can do is, there's no words that work or anything like that. It's just your presence. It's just being with people and knowing that that we're in this together, and in the hurt. And and I would like to say too that I'm grateful for the police officers in Nashville, who they're heroes. Their heroic work of just putting their life on the line, and a lot more heartache could have happened without those guys taking and doing what they did. And so, I'm grateful for them, and I'm also just really hurting for this community.
You have so you picked your kids up, or your wife picked up your kids yesterday after they were on lockdown. Is that what I understand? Or somebody did?
Yeah, I picked them up. Yeah.
And what was that conversation like?
Yeah, it was, our school did a great job. Our school is very connected with that school. The lady, the headmaster who died, was a teacher at my girls' school for 16 years. And the substitute teacher that died was a teacher at my girls' school. So they're just down the road, they're connected. And so obviously they were on lockdown, and I just feel like, and I didn't know what my girls would be thinking when they got in the car, it's just that you just see that innocence of a child. They get in, and my 8-year-old says, Dad, we had a bad guy drill today. And, and I said, you did? And they said, yeah. And they said, yeah, we had to stay in our rooms for a long time today. And, so the school did a great job of not saying this, not scaring them. And so it was it's a time for me, to be the dad and can step in and just say, hey, here's the seriousness of what's going on today. Some of your friends that go to that school, they had some friends that are hurt, and and there's some bad people in this world, and I want you to know that I'm here. I'm protecting you. I'll do everything I can to always make sure you're safe, and in your school, you did a great job, and all those things. But they really had no idea, what's going on. Still don't. I mean, it's the innocence of a child. Thank God, right? That they don't have to deal with that at that age. But a lot of those kids are dealing with that are at that school right now, and so yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Are yours elementary age?
Yes. Same age as those that lost their lives. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, as I told you before we began this, I just picked up my 7-year-old. He's sitting right behind me, so I know what you're talking about, and I have friends there as well. Appreciate your ministry there, Chris. And in a positive light, we have this series folks can watch, Jesus Calling Stories of Faith, as Chris said, positive stories that'll bring people hope and inspiration.
Man, we need it. We need
it. We need the gospel. April the 2nd is when this starts. Chris, thanks so much, buddy.
Hey, great to talk to you today, Michael. Appreciate it, buddy.